Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat. So I have got back from the crop that I've been to today, and I thought it's unlikely that for the next couple of weeks I'm going to get much scrapping time. We've got a lot going on at weekends and bits and pieces, so I thought I'm going to do a roundup of January and February scrapping and just get the filming done. Then I can start slotting these into my album. There's also quite a stack of them. So some of them I've done on my over here on the channel, and I've done the process, and some of them I've not. So I thought I'd just show you what I've been making. So I'm going to start with this one, which I have made today. So I think the first three are the ones I've made today over at the crop. I used a lot of scraps for this page that were from page kits. So there was two different page kits. You'll see them as they go along, and this was using scraps from that and a few other bits and pieces from this actually includes the embellishment kit from Hey Little Magpie that I unboxed and videoed this morning before I went to the crop, and then I've used it a little bit. So the hearts and stuff were from the embellishment kit, as were the sequins. These are stickers from a embellishment that I bought a while ago. This was stickers that came from a kit, and then this, I had this moment where I was like, where have I put them all? I thought all of my what are they called, Bramble Fox like perspectives and stuff, I thought that they were all in the box of embellishments, and they weren't. They were in a separate box. So I knew I'd got this one though, and I was like, this is going to be the perfect title for this page. So the page is my daughter taking pictures in Cambridge. She took a lot of pictures whilst we were in Cambridge. We purposely went on a couple of city trips because she'd got well, she'd chosen like architecture as one of her sort of themes for her A-level photography. So yeah, this is a picture of her taking pictures. I'm very proud of my daughter's artistic skills. It's definitely something where I'm like, okay, she might have got a little bit of that from me. So that's that page, and I was very much just using up some scraps. But just to explain, this shape and sort of some of the inspiration for the way that the page is laid out came from a page kit, which you'll see if I actually do that one next. So this was a page kit, although I totally and utterly changed because I made a big mistake. So the page kit came with instructions, and those that know me know I don't do instructions very well. So I just set to and started visually following the sketch rather than thinking about anything else. Then realised that what Sarah had done, Sarah from Hey Little Magpie, who designed the kit, had given us a template for the heart. So I did use the template, I just used it on this one instead. So that's how that heart should have looked on this page. But anyway, so this was the first one I did this morning at the crop. To say, I followed a page kit design but did make it my own, because we all know at A, can't follow instructions, and B, I don't like doing something exactly the same anyway. So the bits that I added was I added a little bit of stenciling and splatter in the background. I trimmed the page down and mounted it onto pink rather than it being a full page of the wood grain. Did a lot more distressing kind of stuff to it as well. Changed the way that the title worked, although it's the same title, because hers had got two pictures. I haven't got the actual kit with me. If I'm sensible and able to do this when I'm editing it, which will be some point probably tomorrow, I'll put a screenshot up of the kit. But yeah, so fairly similar. You can recognise the design from what was designed originally, but this is very much my take on it. And this is a lovely picture of my mum and dad, and I need to go and look up and do the journaling for this, but I need to go and look up when this picture was taken. I remember it being a Father's Day, but I can't remember what year. Couldn't find it, so it must have been pre getting my current phone, so I need to go and find that photograph in my archive and work out when it was from. Actually, this is a printed version of because I used this photo when it was on a calendar that was in our kitchen, and then I've just chopped down the picture a little bit. We have this as a lovely. I love this picture of my mum and dad. It's good few years ago, but we actually have it as a copy in a frame in the lounge. So yeah, I love these stickers that were in the kit. Absolutely gorgeous, and there's still quite a few of the stickers left, but most of the floral elements I've now used, because when I'd finished that page, I'd got loads of scraps. So I made this page. So this page is of my daughter many years ago. Again, I need to go and look at which year it was. We did a photo shoot at Centre Parks as a family. Maya was doing lots of cartwheels and stuff, and you can just see her hair flying everywhere. I love that picture of her. And it's printed off in like a sepia, so it doesn't show her colour of her hair, which is obviously a beautiful, beautiful red colour. But the good news when you print off in either black and white or in sepia is that you can then put any colours you want with it, because actually I wouldn't normally put pretty pastely pinks with Maya when I've got pictures of her which shows her skin colouring, because actually these are not her colours. They don't work for her hair at all. But yeah, loads of the stickers from that kit, and then the leftover bits and pieces. As I was putting them down, I was just like, actually, I was going to put a big block, because I'd still got a big block of the pink, which I ended up using some of it backing on this photograph. But then with all the little strips, I thought, no, it works better as a sort of strip background. I took a Bramble Fox stencil, took a couple of stencils with me. So the stenciling on that previous page, the first page, and this page, they're Bramble Fox, and then this is a different Bramble Fox with the little crosses. I just thought it worked quite nicely. I took some Distress Oxides with me, so I had got some colours that would work. I actually can't remember, I think, can't remember what colour this is, but actually because there was already some blue on my brush, it's not quite a true, I think it's meant to be speckled egg, but because there was blue on my brush already, it's kind of come out a little bit more blue than the sort of the pale speckled egg, duck egg blue kind of colour. But yeah, love that page. So simple, so easy. This is from a different page kit that I had got leftovers from, and in fact the leftovers from it was this one and that heart, that little flower puffy sticker. This is from that same set. Still got a few of those puffy stickers left, but not many. But I thought that the gold worked really nicely on that page. I did, whilst I was at the crop, buy a few bits and pieces, including these little gems that I just thought were really sweet. Sparkly colour worked with this page. So yeah, that's that. So that's today's stuff done. Now, this is stuff that I've done. I think some of these have been on my YouTube channel, so you might have seen them before. This is another page kit. I'm just loving using page kits as the starting point at the moment. This is a page kit that again was from Hey Little Magpie, kept very similar to the actual kit. Picture of my grandma and granddad. No idea when it was taken, but the 80s decor and outfits clearly went with these papers. I just thought they worked really well with the papers, for a nice sort of like vintagey feel. And I added into this a few bits and pieces that were from like the 49th Market Spice kit, including a bit of the twine. Just love that. Love the gold sparkle I've got as well on the splatter. Can you see the splatter on that? I don't know how well that's showing on the camera, but I think you can see that. Beautiful shining shimmer. Leftovers from that kit. Yeah, there's a theme going. So leftovers from that kit, so you can see some of the papers, same papers. And again, tied it in with the 49th Market Spice as well. These are gorgeous. These are like rub-ons. Let me go back to that original kit. So these are like rub-ons that I've then put onto some white cardstock and then fussy cut them out. And these are the rub-ons directly onto the background. But gorgeous, those rub-ons that were in that kit. Pretty sure I've used them all up now. Again, we've got some splatter going on, and this time I've done some stenciling in the background. This is, I think, a Vicky Beauty. I think. Stencil. So yeah, loads of lovely bits and pieces there. And although it's quite an autumnal type of look with the colour schemes and the sort of the like you've got there like an acorn, etc., but this was actually an April picture. It's a picture of us out at one of our favourite places to go for a little day out and a little walk. It's done a messy. So yeah, I seem to have a bit of a thing at the moment, putting an extra little cluster at the bottom. So it's happened today as well. Let's just have a look back at today's. Another little cluster at the bottom, another little cluster at the bottom. So it's definitely a running theme going with a little bit of my layouts when I'm left on my own to do them. Obviously those that are coming from a from a kit, generally I'm following loosely along with what's going on. Oh, there's nothing at the bottom. Right, this was me trying to use up some of the bits and pieces that were in that spice kit. This was a picture from Vin's birthday, and which is in November. I'd been really poorly in the run up to his birthday, so I wasn't entirely sure what I could manage to do, and we went to Dun and Massey again. But we didn't do a long walk that day. I was not up to it, unfortunately, but at least it was nice to get out and get some fresh air, and I managed to do some. And then I teamed it with rub-ons, that again from 49th Market. There's a little bit of obviously ink smooshing in the background, and then these papers are just random papers that were in my stash. So there's like a grid type one. There's something that I think came from a butterfly kit that was from Stampin' Up. Then there's this sort of like glassine type, it's not quite glassine but almost glassine type paper that's been printed. Some handmade paper in there, but yeah, just using up bits and pieces really. So it was a bit of a, I think I called this stash busting, where I was literally just trying to use up as many bits and pieces as I could. I love that. Nice page. Totally and utterly different kind of page this. So clay, Christmas themed. I don't do a huge amount of Christmas scrapbooking because I just don't take pictures at Christmas apparently. Just don't do it. Anyway, the start of our Christmas is always our first trip to Bent's Garden Centre to go and look at the decorations and go to their winter market, which is a bit like the German market, European market type stuff, where they do the sausage and crepe and all of that kind of thing. Anyway, so we've been there. That's our start of Christmas. We actually did it in potentially October. I haven't got the date on this, I don't think. But anyway, it was a little bit early to be Christmassy, but hot chocolate with marshmallows and cream, perfect. And I got to use up some really old papers, Christmas papers. I love doing this. That's that same glassine paper from a previous page, but used in a totally different way because it's over the darker colours. I also added in this fabric, so a bit of fabric, and then these little die cut gingerbread men, which are really cute. So yeah, that's that page. Ooh, that's full on orange, isn't it? A lot of coral there, a lot of orange. Okay, so the pictures of the charcuterie board that my daughter made for us just before Christmas as a snacky tea, but she did a beautiful job on doing the charcuterie board. It was something I'd requested from her, could she do it at some point when she was back for Christmas, because I just knew she's really good at it, and there's nothing better than a charcuterie board in my opinion. Cheese, pâtés, sliced meat, salamis. It's exactly what I want. It's quite an expensive tea, admittedly, but delicious. And I just chose the colours based on the fact that it was quite colourful but kind of warm colours. So I went with a warm background of this sort of like corally colour. I actually don't know what colour cardstock this is. I think this is a Kingston Crafts cardstock, so it doesn't necessarily have a name. But then again, these coloured papers were just chosen from the stash. I think most of them came from Lollipop Box Club at various points. This certainly did. These were fussy cut out of a pattern paper from Lollipop Box Club. That looks like that. That looks like one of theirs. That looks like one of theirs. So I'm pretty sure it was. And then using the perspectives from Bramble Fox, and then loads of stickers, including those stickers are, and those little puffy hearts are from Kingston Crafts. But yeah, loads of bits and pieces. And I love the addition of the twine going around the tag. This is very much inspired by Sarah Davies, Hey Little Magpie. When she does hers, she always has them sort of like looping around, but she sort of glues them into place so that they don't actually move and they stay decorative and pretty. I think I made this just after I'd done a bit of decluttering and organising the embellishment box. So I think that's why the inspiration for that came, because I was like, oh, use them all. Turn it round. Okay. This was inspired by the January One Sketch Three Ways, which Sarah, Helen and Jackie do. We have a Facebook group and they give us a sketch each month. They show us 3 ways that they've used that sketch, and then we're off to play with it ourselves. And that's what inspired this. So the actual sketch had got like a big snowflake in the background element, and then it had got a cluster over here and another cluster over here or something. So I kept reasonably close to the and it definitely had this border around the outside. Kept reasonably close to the sketch. I used a circle for mine, did some stenciling. That Bramble Fox stencil came in again, bit of inking. But yeah, pretty much kept to the same. And then this was all about I started a new job in January, and so it was all about a positivity, thinking I can do this. You know, it's all about a fresh start, and basically I think it says time to shine in quite a few places. Quite a few bits and pieces of, again, embellishments that were just hanging around. I think these are definitely Kingston Crafts. This is a puffy sheet that I've used on a few of the layouts so far. I've got puffy stickers that had come. I don't think they came with a kit. I think I bought them at a crop. But yeah, just some random pieces of paper. Went yellow because I really want it to be bright. And the picture is me, and that's the picture that's on my ID badge for work. I took it myself so that I didn't have an awful picture. They're clearly all the wrong way round. Oh, right, I'm going to do them the opposite way round. Okay, this is another page kit, and you can see that paper. You'll have seen that paper before because they're the leftovers that I was using earlier today. This was a page kit, and it looked different, to say the least, because it was kind of like a vintagey photo and it was romantic and all the rest of it, and I've clearly not done that with this. I've gone very masculine, very grungy. This is a picture of Vin in a pub in York that's called Valhalla, and it's all Viking themed, so Viking chill time. We'd been for a walk. We'd done the whole of the York walls, which I'd never done before in my life, so it was really good, although I did have a slight slip and hurt my back as a result. No, my knee. It was my knee that was hurting. But we'd done the whole of the walls, mainly in the rain. It wasn't the best weather, so what was really needed was a nice good drink in a pub. So we went to the Viking pub. But yeah, so I turned it into quite a masculine background, but with this sort of like quite funkiness. And then added in, these are Paper Mania very old letter stickers that I've had for donkey's years and I've never used. So it was quite nice to get those used. I love this with the brickwork, and I used a texture paste, so it's quite bobbly. You know, you've got a lot of texture going on there. It has meant that the page itself is quite warped. So I'm looking forward to getting that in an album and flattening it down, really. And then these are the leftovers from that kit. So I had quite a lot of leftovers because it's done quite a few different pages here, hasn't it? Some of the girls that were sat next to me on the crop today were like, I'd have just thrown some of those scraps away. I'm just, no, I'm going to keep using them. So this one, obviously when I saw the rainbow paper, I love rainbows. I'm a big rainbow fan. Very excited about something rainbow themed that's coming from Kingston Crafts sometime soon. Hopefully my little delivery will arrive next week and I'll get to play with it soon. But I remembered I'd got these pictures printed off of when we saw it was actually a double rainbow, but this one was so bright, and yeah, Vin had the idea to take the picture of it coming out of his head. So use some really funky like ransom note type stickers for the letters, added in a few leaves, but the story is we were actually just on a walk at lunchtime. We decided to do a little walk to be able to get to the supermarket to buy our lunch on a weekday, apparently May 2023. But yeah, obviously the fun bit of this was all the rainbows, but love that rainbow paper, love those bright things. Quite an unusual page for boy page, because obviously it's got all of those kind of slightly more feminine colours with the pinks and the orange, but it just works, I think. The only thing I think I probably would change is I probably wouldn't put in that green stuff. It just doesn't quite work for me, and I probably would take those arrows out. I don't think I like those now, but you know, it's all great. Using up bits and pieces. So that's a load of pages that I've been doing over the last 6 weeks. I just need to now put them in an album. Oh, I need to leave one of them out. Let's leave it on the top, because this one needs to be find a date and do my journaling for before it's totally finished. But I hope you enjoyed that. My voice is now sore from talking for so long, and I've spent most of the day chatting with my friends at the crop, which was fabulous. So thank you to Hey Little Magpie for all of the inspiration with the page kits. I think they do an amazing job, and they're a really good, for me, a jumping off point. They inspire me to get started, and what I find is once I'm started, I then want to do more and I want to do stuff. And I had a bit of a challenge set by to try and use as many of my scraps that were left on the table as possible. So I actually made a couple of cards, but I've not quite finished those, and I'll share those on my blog at some point soon. But yeah, it helps me just get started. So thank you, Sarah. You do some brilliant ones. I know they're not all designed by Sarah, but they're really good kits, and sometimes they're very generous, so you've got lots of bits and pieces that you can use to do at least another page. So please do leave me a comment below. I hope you enjoyed seeing pages that I've been making, especially those that you've not perhaps seen before, because they've not been on the YouTube channel as process videos. And a thumbs up would be appreciated, and of course subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.